Hello everyone, I'm Mary Aldhouse. Before we get into today's lesson, let's review some of the patterns we've learned and see what can be done with them.
はい、笑ってください。笑ってください。はい、いいな。はい、泣いてください。泣いてください。はい、はい、じゃあ手を挙げてください。はい、結構です。
手を下ろしてもいいですか？
ああ、どうぞどうぞ。
座ってもいいですか？
ああ、どうぞどうぞ。あ、そのまま。
すみません、早く取ってください。
はいはい。
動いてもいいですか？
ダメ、もうちょっと我慢してください。はい、笑ってください。ああ、いいですね。はい、結構です。どうぞ楽にしてください。どうぞ楽にしてください。
起こしてください。
There were some words there that you haven't learned yet, but I hope you were able to get a pretty good idea of what the words meant by observing the actions. Now, let's look at parts of our skit about Yang and see how these two patterns were used there.
おはようございます。
おはようございます。
お出かけですか？
はい、今日から研究所へ。
そうですか。ヤンさん、
はい。
すいませんが、ちょっとお願いしてもいいですか？ちょっとお願いしてもいいですか？
This is an example of 手もいいですか? It means, could I ask you to do something for me?
すいませんが、ちょっとお願いしてもいいですか？
はい、何でしょう。
お父さん、手紙。
おう。
この手紙をポストに入れてくださいませんか？入れてくださいませんか？
Do you remember that 入れてくださいませんか is a politer expression than 入れてください? This whole thing means, would you put this in the mailbox for me?
あ、おはようございます。
おはようございます。ヤンさん、この机を使ってください。
はい。
それからこのロッカーを使ってください。この机を使ってください。このロッカーを使ってください。
You remember what these sentences mean, don't you? Please use this desk. Please use this locker. Let's go ahead to the next one.
おはようございます。
おはようございます。
ヤンさん、今日から
はい、よろしくお願いします。
こちらこそよろしく。
これ見てもいいですか？これ見てもいいですか？
手もいいですか is used to ask permission. And by saying これ見てもいいですか, Yang is asking if it's all right for him to look at some building plans.
いい本がたくさんありますね。どれを借りてもいいですか？
ええ、どうぞ。
辞書もいいですか？辞書もいいですか？
借りてもいいですか means may I borrow them? Again, he's asking permission to do something, isn't he? Next, he said, "Jisho mo ii desu ka?" Karitemo is understood and has been left out, but this whole thing means "Jisho mo karite mo ii desu ka?" Jisho means dictionary, so he's asking Miss Okada, "May I borrow any of them? May I borrow dictionaries too?" He's making sure about the rules for borrowing books from the library room. Okay, just one more.
ヤンさん、コピーの機械はここにあります。
私も使っていいですか？
どうぞ自由に使ってください。
使い方を教えてください。使い方を教えてください。
Did you understand what he was asking her to do?
使い方を教えてください。
ああ、これはね。
どうもありがとうございました。
使い方を教えてください。
ああ、これはね。
ああ、どうもありがとうございました。
使い方を教えてください。
ああ、これはね。
どうもありがとうございました。
Were you able to guess the meaning of what they said? This sentence means, "Please teach me how to use it." It's a useful thing to know how to say. Well, by now you ought to be sure of what the te kudasai and te mo ii desu ka patterns indicate, so next let's have you practice using them. In the last lesson, we showed you some cartoons and asked you what patterns should be used with them. Today, we'll use the same cartoons and have you give the Japanese sentence that goes with each one. Now, what is this man saying? Right, may I turn on the fan? But in Japanese, when the people concerned know what is being talked about, the word for that thing is usually left out. And so in this case, there is no word, not even a pronoun, for fan. Now, what should he say in Japanese? Go ahead.
つけて。つけてもいいですか？
Were you able to say it? Next, what's this woman saying? That's right, she seems to be saying, "Please sit down." Say that in Japanese.
すみません、座って。すみません、座ってください。
Could you say that? Just "suwatte kudasai" is enough, but adding "sumimasen" or "sumimasen ga" at the beginning would make it politer. Now, here's one you haven't seen before. What is this man saying? He seems to be buying something. What do you say when you want to buy something? Go ahead.
すみません、これを。すみません、これをください。
That was easy, wasn't it? Finally, what is being said here? She has both hands full and can't open the door. What should she say to get someone to open it for her? Go ahead.
すみませんが開けて。すみませんが開けてください。
Were you able to do that? There are several things she could have said here. If you used "akete kudasai," that's fine. Using "kudasaimasen ka" is very polite, but since in this case she's asking a complete stranger to open the door for her, the politer expression is probably better.